At Wind River Resort and Casino, we like to celebrate life's little moments. Oh, and the big ones too. Because around here, when you're completely in the moment, that's when the magic happens. Come in and find your moment at Wind River Resort and Casino.
Good morning, everyone. I'm meteorologist Mike Krueger. It is Friday morning on your Coffee with Krueger here, and every weekday morning at 7 a.m., although in the next couple of weeks that may be changing the time frame. Be sure to stay tuned for that a little bit later. You can take a look at the radar, and as expected, we're seeing that moderate to heavy rainfall for parts of the valley. We're seeing some low elevation snow out there, and yes, there has been talk about the potential for a rain-snow mix at the very least in the Redding area, maybe as far south as Anderson and Cottonwood. Not out of the question. Not out of the question. Forecast models are backing off a little bit this morning. In fact, the HRRR forecast that I showed you last night in the evening, that was all snow from basically Red Bluff, northern Redding, has completely backed off on that as well. Now, one of the things I kind of talked about yesterday evening was the winds. The south winds tend to prevent us from seeing snow in the valley. The winds are fairly strong this morning, and that is one of the reasons why we may have a hard time getting that snow. However, we still can't rule out the potential for, at the very least, a mix. That's not out of the question here. Now, again, we are seeing the low snow at this point. Take a look at Weaverville. I want to thank Jessica for sending this in from the free Weather NorCal app. Just sent this in this morning, and you can see a dusting of snow, and it looks like it's still kind of coming down out there this morning and will throughout the morning hours. So I do anticipate places like Hayfork and Weaverville to see that snow here as we take you through the morning hours. Good morning to you all. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Krueger. Thank you so much for joining us. Glad you could make it out here this morning. Again, taking a look at that photo here from Jessica looks pretty awesome. And by the way, Jessica used the free Weather NorCal app. Now, if you're watching and you don't have the app, let's say you're watching not on your phone, obviously, but if you're on your phone, just go to your app store right now, search for Weather NorCal, and make sure there's a space between Weather and NorCal, and download the app for free. You'll see it. But if you're, if you're on your computer or your TV, you're seeing it on your TV right there. Yeah, there is the QR code, and you can download the app for free. And great resource, a great place for you to, of course, also send in those photos as well, like Jessica did this morning. So yeah, definitely a lot to kind of talk about this morning and kind of go over. So what do you say we get right to it and get into Krueger's Quickcast and go into a quick look at your forecast here this morning? All right, this is for your Friday, March 14th. And as mentioned, we are seeing some of that rain. I did show you that radar image here a second ago. And of course, we could be looking at a rain-snow mix out towards the Redding area, and still not out of the question. And of course, we got snow everywhere else in the mountains. And we could even be looking at a few thunderstorms for parts along the coast, otherwise just that rain. Here's where things are getting interesting. We talk about those south winds being playing an important factor in as to whether or not we see snow in the valley. Strong south winds typically don't allow us to see those temperatures drop. And also as a result, we don't see snow. But in the last 2 hours, I've watched it go from 42 degrees in Redding at the airport to 38. Also seeing, look at Red Bluff, look at Chico, down to about 39 degrees. And by the way, reports of snow in the Paradise area. It's coming down, Magalia as well. So we're seeing snow there. Of course, we're seeing, you saw that in Weaverville. I don't have any other confirmed reports. Oh, there we go. Sierra Johnson, let's get these up on the screen here. Give you some credit. Give you some credit. It's live. We love your live reports. Thank you, Sierra. Beautiful family, by the way. I love your photo there. Snow in Montgomery Creek. School was canceled. Well, there you have it. School is canceled in Montgomery Creek. You heard it right here on Weather NorCal. Thank you, Sierra, for that update. I'm sure your little baby's not in school yet, but would be happy and jumping for joy if your baby was old enough to be in school. Here we go. Let's get this going here. We've got Darren saying light snow up here in Whitmore. We've got Jennifer saying 35 in Happy Valley and slushy. Happy Valley. That's not far from Redding, is it? And slushy. There's that rain snow mix I was talking about, folks. Despite those south winds, Mother Nature has given us a little bit of a treat if you'll want the snow. We've got snow in Oak Run from Donna. And what else we got here? Oh, snow in Manton, 3,500 feet, 2 inches so far already. Love it. Hey, I love it. Keep those reports coming in, everybody. Kim Martin saying we've got snow here in Weaverville. So we're getting some of those confirmed reports and starting to see in Happy Valley. And you know, I haven't checked in a while. Happy Valley, California. I'm going to check the elevation. Let's do that for you right now. 497 feet. All right, so I mean, it's not terribly high, that's for sure. And if you're getting some slush there and a bit of a mix, right? Okay, here we go. Here we go, my friends. Here we go. Let's see what happens. Again, I don't anticipate any accumulating snow at this point, but hey, Mother Nature always has a way of surprising us, doesn't she? But I still anticipate to see that mix. All right, so again, we're talking about those temperatures. They've been dropping. They've been dropping. And we're going to have to continue to watch those temperatures because if we can get it down to about 36, 35, somewhere in that range. All right, mix is not out of the question for sure. All right, there you can see the rain. We have a big plume of moisture that we're tapping into. The cold air, number one, is already in place. Okay, number two, you see the speckled clouds just off to our north and west? That colder air is getting wrapped around that area of low pressure and is just pushing right into Northern California. That is going to keep those snow levels low through a good portion of the morning and even in the afternoon. And the winds, I was talking about those gusty winds. There's actually a wind advisory for Glenn and Butte counties. And there you can see tonight, of course last night, through Friday morning for southern Humboldt County. Also a high wind watch out towards Del Norte County. But that's for the weekend. And of course, central Siskiyou County, the winds. So you see the winds out there right now? We're seeing gusts 20, 30 miles per hour in the valley. But look at Redding. The wind's not as strong there. That's one of the reasons why the temperatures are dropping a bit there. Gusty winds along the coast right now, and of course out in Siskiyou County and some of the higher elevations too. So let's take a look at the forecast winds for the day today. There you can see as we take it through the afternoon, yeah, the winds are dying down later on today, and then for Saturday morning, it's still not that bad, but the winds will pick up again Saturday night, Sunday, looking at some very strong winds. Do have a chance for some thunderstorms here. We saw them yesterday. We could see them again. And if you watched yesterday evening's forecast, the Storm Prediction Center was not putting green over the area of the valley. And I was saying, I don't know, I think we're still going to see thunderstorms in the forecast. And that could be the case here later this afternoon. And of course, thunderstorms along the coast too. All right, so let's take a look at Futurecast. And we're going to kind of take a look at, of course, the heavy snow that we're seeing. A lot of chain requirements. So we're going to be taking a look at those Caltrans cameras here in just a bit. But there you can see, taking you through the morning hours and the afternoon. Oh my goodness, what did I do here? I did not do that. I'm going to have to do this manually because I did not put the pause points that I needed to. All right, so we're going to take it through time, and I'm going to be doing this manually here. So through 9 o'clock this morning, and we'll take a closer look at this in the deeper dive forecast too. 9 o'clock this morning, see how that mix is close to Redding, but really the forecast model is keeping that mix north of Redding. Okay, this is the latest forecast model, right? Then we take it about 10 o'clock in the morning, again that mix, mainly to the northwest of Redding. And then by midday it will continue to rise. But look at this, we're also seeing the chance for thunderstorms too. There's this afternoon, there's the chance for thunderstorms in the valley and the coast. Snow flurries in the higher elevations. We've got the chance for thunderstorms again as we go in closer to the evening hours. And then you can see how it's starting to kind of break apart, but still a chance for showers and thunderstorms for the coast. And by tomorrow morning, late tonight, tomorrow morning, still, even midnight tonight, some snow in the mountains, but I do anticipate that by tomorrow morning, say around 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, everyone will be actually looking at some drier conditions in the forecast. All right, let's go and take a look at the advisories. We do have the winter storm warnings surrounding the valley. We've got the winter weather advisories as well. Bottom line, we've just got the snow in the forecast. Take a look at this. Mount Shasta Ski Park, almost 2 feet of snow in the last 24 hours. That's 105 inches out at the summit depth. New snow on top of the groomed trails. A friend of mine was talking about how they were doing some slaloming competitions, and she'd like to go check that out. I said, you're not going to see it. There's snow on top of those. All right, so there you can see more snow on top of what we've already seen. I think it's about, 3 feet of snow so far out at the ski park. we're probably going to pick up another 3 inches, excuse me, 3 feet, 3 inches, 3 more feet, if not even more than that, out towards the ski park alone. 3 feet. All right, take a look at the chain requirements. Last I checked, they were screening big rigs at the Fondale exit, 10 miles north of Reading. You can see chain requirements around Mount Shasta, Weed, near Wairika on Highway 3, Highway 299 West on Buckhorn Summit. Looks like Oregon Mountain. There are chain requirements between Douglas City and Hayfork. Chain requirements on Highway 3, Highway 36 West. Chain requirements east of I-5, 89, 44, 299 East. You get the picture. We've got a lot of chain requirements out there. There are going to be delays if you're traveling in the mountains. Take a look at Fondale exit. You can see a little bit of a backup of the big rigs because they are screening all big rigs for chains. Lakehead at 1,100 feet. It might be snowing. It might be a little slushy, but it doesn't look to be accumulating on the highway there. We take you out to Dunsmuir. Yeah, look at that. It is piling up on I-5 there in Dunsmuir, piling up on I-5 at the interstate, at the intersection that is of State Route 89 near Mount Shasta. Snowman Summit piling up there as well. Let's take you up to the north. This is Black Butte, and you can see a big rig on there, brave guy or gal. There you can see Weed, snow piling up. There's the Weed Airport, snow piling up there as well. Looks a little bit better. Let's take you up to the north, Central Wairika. All right, there's North Hilt. That's at 3,200 feet, and you're starting to see some accumulating. And Anderson Grade looks okay for now. That's at a bit of a lower elevation. Buckhorn Summit, this is at the base. By the way, the camera of the Caltrans camera that's labeled Buckhorn, it's not actually Buckhorn Summit itself, because Buckhorn Summit's a little over 3,000 feet. But the base of Buckhorn Summit, 2,600 feet, snowing there. Of course, we know it's snowing in Weaverville, right? Oregon Mountain looks okay for now, but it looks a little slushy, and we're not seeing a whole lot on Berry Summit. But although yesterday at this time, Berry Summit was dealing with that snow. We take you Highway 299 East. Looks like it's kind of coming down there. It was coming down in Hatchet Mountain. 299, 89 intersection there, known as the Four Corners, has snow, and of course Cedar Pass. No big surprises there, right? And we take you out to now Highway 44, Shingletown, 3,500 feet. You've got snow there. You've got snow at the north entrance of the Lassen Park on Highway 44. Excuse me. Bogard Ranger Station. Looks pretty icy there, folks. And of course, snowy too. Highway 36 near Chester. Chester's been seeing some snow. Johnson Grade for down your summit. You get the idea. I mean, we're seeing snow everywhere, right? Even those lower mountain passes. There's Highway 36. Unfortunately, doesn't look like the Susanville or Southeast Susanville camera is working. Not sure why that is, but you know, these things happen. Take a look at Highway 199. This is in Del Norte County. Look at north of Collier, 2,000 feet. It's beginning to pile up on the road there. And this is just south of the Oregon state line to the very right. Piling up with snow there as well. I believe there are some chain requirements up in that area too. All right, let's take a look at the forecast road conditions. We're going to take it about 10 o'clock this morning where we're still seeing some heavy snow, especially north of the valley and in some of the higher elevations. So through the morning, anticipate more chain requirements. By midday, afternoon, conditions should start to improve, but do note that above 2,000 feet, there will still be snow showers off and on throughout the day. This could have an impact on some of your mountain travel. All right, so keep that in mind through the afternoon. You need to keep a close eye on those road conditions. And then, of course, you go into tonight at 10 p.m. We're seeing that more snow developing, and, of course, could see some chain requirements again tomorrow morning. I do want to point something out. I'm going to take you to weathernorcal.com, and I want to show you just a really great resource for you. Come on, there we load it up. And what you do is you get to the home page, and there it is. You scroll below the 24-hour streaming channel. You scroll below Coffee with Krueger, and you see right there it says Road Conditions. You click on that, and what I've done here is, number one, I've created a quick link for you to Quick Map right here. You just click on that, and it'll show you the latest road conditions, chain requirements. But this is what I love about what I've done here. And you can do this from the app, by the way. When you click on Road Conditions, you can at a quick glance take a look at the more popular cameras. Fondale, I-5 near Mount Shasta, as you start heading towards Wairika, right? You can just very quickly and easily see what it looks like for the highway you may be going to or are about to go on. So maybe your passenger in your car can take a look and say, oh man, it looks pretty snowy up there. I bet there's some chain requirements. And then of course from the app there, you can check as well. But I just wanted to show you this. This is a great resource for you to be able to check out here. Highly recommend it. Let's see if we can, for fun, now that we're here on the internet, we're going to take a look at the, of course, the Mount Shasta Resort. Of course, they're one of the sponsors here at Weather NorCal, so I don't mind showing you that. But yeah, look at the ski park. Oh my goodness. My son is probably jumping for joy right now. He's all into the fresh pow, right? I have a feeling he's going to try to get out. He's got to try to get out there this weekend for the fresh powder. Maybe that's something we'll think about doing. Man, oh man, it is piling up there. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Love it. All right, enough of that. Let's get to the rest of the forecast. Of course, we were just showing you what the road conditions will look like, and we could see some more chain requirements here for tomorrow morning. All right, so for tonight, temperatures dropping down to the upper 40s, low 50s for the valley. No, excuse me, I'm sorry, not tonight. It said tonight, it's today. For today, temperatures are going to be the upper 40s, low 50s. And of course, we got those low 50s, upper 40s along the coast. And of course, the showers. Now tonight, upper 30s for the valley, 20s and 30s for the higher elevations, and right around 40 degrees here for the coast. So let's take a look at that 7-day outlook. Again, I've included that mix possibly for the Redding area. Red Bluff, I think that might be pushing it. And then more rain for Chico, often on chances for rain through the weekend, Monday, bit of a break on Tuesday. Long-range forecast models all over the place on timing of the rain for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of next week. So just keeping it mostly cloudy with that chance for showers in there. It's the case for the coast, inland. Now, again, snow levels low, but I do anticipate them to be a little bit higher, especially by the second half of the weekend, as we're looking at more of an atmospheric river kind of pushing through. That's a warmer subtropical air. And then we dry things out for everyone across the board Tuesday with yet another chance for showers by the time we get into Wednesday and Thursday. All right, before we get into the we're going to take a look at some of the cameras out there for Lake Oroville. There's a live stream there. We're now taking a look at Lake Oroville, North Forebay. You can see the winds are blowing a little bit there, but of course we've got the wet conditions out there. Highway 32 in Chico. Looks like the camera has not updated, but it has been wet, and it is wet. Taking a look at Highway 99 at Neal Road, looks like the camera, again, is typically live. It doesn't seem to be updating, but it is showing that we do have the wet conditions out there. And looking at the wet roads, looks like on Sundial Bridge Drive at Highway 44. All right, once again, we're going to take a look at our pet of the week. And this week we meet, what was the dog's name? Great dog, great pit bull. Let's take a look. Hello everyone, Mike Krueger from Weather NorCal. You're watching Pet of the Week. We've got, of course, Katrina from Haven Humane Society, the regulars, right? But this is not a regular here. We have got Bernadette, who is, I'm assuming, looks very pit bullish to me. We got some pit bull going on there, right?
Definitely looks very pit bull to me as well. And she's about 8 years old, so she is a senior in what we would consider a senior, even though she's pretty spry, pretty healthy, has a lot of years left in her.
I would have never guessed that. You know, when I met her, this is the first time I'm learning the senior. So
yeah, we technically consider everything 6 and above a senior. Okay. And actually, the cool part too about our senior pets we have up for adoption is their adoption fee is fully sponsored.
Okay. Wow.
So she does have a fully sponsored adoption fee. Bernadette is definitely a people lover. She's been really good with people of all ages. She has met really young children and done really well with them too. Definitely a lover of all people. I think she would like being the only dog in the home. She's in her, retirement years. She kind of wants it to be on her. She wants to be doing her own thing. I think she would like a couch all to herself.
There you go. That's always nice. I like my own couch. Although, it's also nice to share. You want to be with your people and then share it on the couch as well.
That's
so
right.
You're thinking, really honestly, seems like a really good all around. So, possibly an only pet, but with kids, adults, the like. What about like a yard, like playing around and stuff?
She definitely likes to get out and run around. Being a little bit older, she doesn't have super high energy needs. So I don't think you need a super big yard. She's mostly going to want to get out, go on her walks every day. Giving her maybe a toy to chew on when she's in the house, I think would keep her as happy as a clam.
Well, and that's good. I mean, we all need to go for walks every day anyway, so it's good to do that with your dog as well. So if you're interested in Bernadette or any other animal they have here at Haven Humane Society, you can give the number on your screen a call, and they'll take care of you over there. Thank you so much, Katrina. And Bernadette, thank you. I'm wishing you the best of luck, that you as a senior dog will be able to find that forever home. We'll see you next week for Pet of the Week. Well, let's hope that Bernadette can find that forever home. Hopefully you might have seen Bernadette and say, hey, I'm going to call that number and give them a call, and let's bring Bernadette home. Why don't you go ahead and do that? Always a great way to support your local community. If you're looking for a new dog, I always say the best place to start is any of the humane societies you have in your area. And of course, here in Reading, it would be the Haven Humane Society, kind of just around the Anderson area here. So be sure to check that out here. We're checking in with some of you again this morning, and we've got a few people sent. Ooh, Kim Martin said, sent photos. So let's take a look. Oh, there it is. I actually took a look at it a bit earlier. This is in Old Shasta, and it looks like we're starting to see it begin to stick a little bit there. Obviously, we're a little bit higher elevation than Reading, so it looks like a bit of a mix there, and trying to kind of stick there as well. So we're starting to see in the Old Shasta area, looks like, oh, I got to show you this. There it is. There's a look at it. I didn't switch the sources there. That's a look at Old Shasta. Once again, want to thank Kim Martin for sending in that photo. I believe that would be Kim Martin who sent that, because that's what's coming in from the apps. Again, I can very easily, once you send those pictures, I can very easily take a look at those photos. And of course, we can share that with people as well. All right, let's get out of there, and let's take you now to our deeper dive forecast, because we're going to go into a lot more detail about that potential for snow in the Reading area. So let's start off by talking about our sponsor at Wind River Resort and Casino. Enjoy friendly service, a wide variety of specials and promotions, plus all of your favorite slots and table games. So again, want to thank Wind River for their support. And again, I'm reading some of the comments here real quickly as we kind of go ahead, take a look at the radar now. Don Smith is saying a couple of inches of snow in Dunsmuir. So let's take it and kind of go through some of your comments here this morning, and we'll kind of get that going. Maybe I'll show you on the screen here. A couple of inches of snow in Dunsmuir. We've got Tracy Sackett saying snow. That's because it's coming down 3,400, about 3,500 feet there in MacArthur. Let's see here. Lots of snow in Shingletown. Denise is saying that here. And of course, we've got Judy saying waiting for snow in Centerville. All right. So that is just some of the reports from some of you coming on in. Let's take a look at that radar and look at it in a little bit more detail. And there you can see we are seeing that rain for the valley. Now, you can also see we're seeing the snow in the higher elevations. Of course, you saw the reports out towards Weaverville. I'd say Hayfork is probably seeing that snow. We're seeing it in Shingletown, Mount Shasta City, Bernie most likely seeing that snow. I mean, when we start seeing snow down, 2,000, 1,000 feet, then of course now we're talking about, okay, we can pretty much with confidence say areas that even though we're not getting reports of that, we can confidently say there's probably snowing in those areas. Paradise, for example, has been snowing this morning and has seen some accumulation there. But the coast rain, most of the valley looking at rain as well, and it has been heavy at times as well, along with those gusty winds. So that's obviously something we'll continue to monitor. Again, looking at what it looked like in Weaverville just about a half hour, 45 minutes ago, thanks to Jessica using the free Weather NorCal app to send in this photo. And there you can very easily see that, yes, it is snowing in Weaverville, and looks like it's even accumulating on the road there. All right, so current temperatures. This is where things get interesting, okay? Because the strong south winds, when we're talking strong south winds in the valley, the thing is that does not help to support the development of snow in the valley. That's just kind of a true fact there. However, what I'm starting to see happen is this. The temperature a couple hours ago was 42 degrees at the Reading Airport. Now it's down to 38. I'm seeing the temperatures drop, folks. As long as we see these temperatures continue to drop, if we get down to 35, give or take, it's rain snow mix at the very least. Okay, that's without a doubt, we'd see that rain snow mix. Here's another aspect. Even though we could see those strong south winds, If the snow is coming, this has happened before. The snow is so heavy because it starts off as snow above the surface, right? And then it melts because it gets too warm. However, sometimes, even when the temperature is 38, 39 degrees, even sometimes 40, that snow is coming down so fast it doesn't have time to melt before it reaches the surface. Now, a lot of times you're not going to really support at those temperatures accumulating snow even on the grassy areas. However, as that continues to come down heavily, that does cool off that surface, and eventually you could maybe even see some light accumulation. So bear that in mind. If we get a heavy squall of snow coming through, all bets are off at it being just a mix. It may be just in the form of snow. So it's not entirely out of the question, folks. Yes, the winds are coming from the south, but keep in mind, things, there are other ingredients that you've got to look at, such as how heavy that snow is, how cold is that air coming in that's in the upper levels of the atmosphere, the works, right? So off and on rain and snow through early next week. This is a weather headline I've been kind of showing you here all week long. Hasn't changed much. Low snow levels leading to travel delays, especially for today. We're already seeing that, right? Chain requirements galore north of I-5, north of Reading, that is, on I-5. East and west of I-5, there are chain requirements pretty much everywhere. Off and on gusty winds and a short break. Yeah, gusty winds, by the way. We're going to take a look at that here a little bit later, too. Big plume of moisture, that's the source of moisture we're getting. That's why we're seeing the moderate to heavy rainfall in the lower elevations, and that's why we're seeing the moderate to heavy snow in the higher elevations. I'm going to take you back to that again. I want to show you something. Here's the area of low pressure right here. The cold air is already in place, folks, but the colder air is wrapping around that area of low pressure and heading right into Northern California. So that's going to keep those snow levels fairly low as we take you throughout the morning. But they should start to rise by around midday afternoon. Someone was asking, and this is, what is she saying here? Debbie Castro saying, what chance of thunderstorms? How do I read that on the map? I don't talk about chances for thunderstorms. I don't talk about 20% chance, 30% chance, all that. Because the thing is, what that really means when we're talking about percentages is completely different what anybody thinks. And bottom line is this. Meteorologists across the nation have done everything they can to try to communicate that to the general public. It's never sunk in. And until it does sink in, I'm not going to talk about 20%, 30%, 40% because it's confusing. No one really understands what it means. I do. I can try to explain to you, but it's just going to go off into flying into space in midair because nobody's going to really grasp it. And I'm not saying you all are stupid. That's not what I'm saying. But it's a concept that I think is hard for a lot of people to understand. All right, so I don't want you to think that. I'm not saying that at all. But there you can see right here, the area of green, that's where we have a chance for thunderstorms. So this is a map that's put out by the Storm Prediction Center in Norman, Oklahoma. They update this a couple of times a day. And there are basically 5 categories, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5, of course, being the highest. This is not even within the 5 categories. It's just saying that there's some instability and we can see thunderstorms. And that's really been the case over the last few days and will be the case again, especially as we go through the afternoon. All right, so now we're going to take a look at the forecast model data and take a look. Again, there's the strong side. I put the winds in here to kind of illustrate the winds. We're just going to take you through the midday, at least with this one, and then we'll take a look at what's known as the HRRR forecast. All right, so let's take you through time. 6, 7, 8 o'clock. Now you'll notice that line around Reading, it's not really changing much. It's trying to give us a bit of that mix in the Reading area, but it's having a hard time. I think Paradise, we've already seen snow. I think you're going to be looking at more snow again, but places like city of Shasta Lake, Old Shasta, already starting to see some of that snow. Then by around midday, we're still seeing it pretty low, but should start to rise after the noon hour. All right, now I'm going to take you a look at the HRRR forecast. Now, yesterday, this exact same forecast model, I'm going to advance this now to about 9 o'clock in the morning. There's 7, 8, and 9. If you watch the evening forecast last night, at this point in time, this same model had basically snow from the city of Shasta Lake all the way down to just north of Red Bluff. I mean, it was making its way. This whole area was all blue. But again, one of the determining factors is this right here. Strong south winds. We've seen them overnight. We're seeing them this morning. That's preventing those temperatures from dropping as low as they could. But This model, even at 9 a.m., is keeping that rain and snow, keeping that snow to the north and west of Reading. Then we go into the noon hour, still fairly low snow levels, but as I mentioned, that snow will start to rise through the day. And there's Paradise, there's Magalia, kind of covered up by the cloud there, but you can see here, still some of that snow there, probably even close to that midday hour. All right, so now let's kind of extend through this afternoon. As I mentioned, those snow levels are rising through the afternoon a little bit, not a lot. I've got snow levels around 1,500 to 2,500 feet midday. Showers, possible thunderstorms in the valley. Showers, possible thunderstorms for the coast. Snow kind of breaking apart off to the east here, but we're going to be looking at more off and on snow showers through the day today, around 1,500 to 2,500 feet. Thunderstorms are a possibility in the valley as well as the coast. Okay, now we take it to 6 p.m. More scattered snow showers. More showers, possible thunderstorms in the valley. 10 o'clock tonight, look at this. We're still seeing snow showers. Now again, this is not widespread heavy snow, but there will be periods of moderate to even heavy snow at times during this time frame overnight. So this is why conditions are expected to get a little bit worse tonight into tomorrow morning. But look at this. We're seeing a lull in the activity tomorrow morning, but by midday, maybe some showers developing. So really, many of us will see a bit of a break through a good portion of the day tomorrow. Then the north end of the valley on Saturday is seeing some of the showers, but there's a chance that through the day tomorrow, Red Bluff, Corning, and Chico, Willow, Southward, all that, most likely could see a dry day for your Saturday. Then we go into Saturday night and we start to see that chance mainly push up to the north. You see this right here? This is, I know you hate the expression, but it's by definition, it's an atmospheric river. It's pointed. There's that narrow band of moisture. It's into southern Oregon. It is clipping northern California, so we'll see some heavy rainfall Sunday morning because of that. Now, this is going to be shifting southward through the day. By noon, still just to the north and west of the valley, not seeing much but heavy rainfall elsewhere. And since this is subtropical moisture, snow levels will be higher. 3,500, 4,500 feet. Then by Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, it kind of pushes to the south and east. And because we're also expecting very strong winds on Sunday, including the valley, what's this I see? Looks like maybe a bit of a convergence line. Strong south winds, we tend to see that. So that's something worth watching over the weekend as well. And then, of course, that'll kind of start to move out. And then more coming behind that as we go into Monday. So looking at the forecast rainfall totals through Sunday afternoon, I think we could pick up another inch or so, I'd say a half an inch to an inch in the valley, another inch and a half to maybe even close to 3 inches, especially out towards Del Norte County. Again, that's going to be thanks to that atmospheric river coming in on Sunday. A lot of rainfall coming in there. Now, we still have the winter storm warning surrounding the valley and, of course, those winter weather advisories here for today. A lot of these will expire here later this afternoon. Now, these are my forecast snow totals. I think that Mount Shasta City could see anywhere from 8 to 12 inches of snow once all is said and done. A lot of these are falling in the form of that snow, and the heaviest snow will be this morning. And then it'll turn over to those scattered snow flurries and off and on scattered snow showers this afternoon and even through the day on Saturday as well. So some pretty impressive amounts. And you'll notice I put less than an inch for Reading again, just to illustrate that potential for that rain-snow mix at portions of the day, portions of the morning, that is. There you can see the chain requirements all north of Reading, west of I-5, east of I-5. And a lot of the typical lower mountain passes, chain requirements. Buckhorn Summit, Oregon Mountain, between Douglas City and Hayfork, and even between Douglas City and Peanut, chain requirements there. Highway 36 West, you've got chain requirements. Chain requirements east of I-5. Heading out to Tahoe, chain requirements. You get the idea. It is not a good idea to be on the roads if you don't need to be. We took a look at those cameras earlier, and yeah, I mean, it's a mess out there, folks. Taking you to about 10 o'clock this morning, we're still seeing heavy snow to the north and even off to the west. Chain requirements will probably still be an issue through at least midday with improving conditions, but still snow and chain requirements through the afternoon. And then as we go into tonight, tomorrow morning, we're still seeing those snow flurries. We're not seeing a lot of the dark blue indicating not heavy snow, but there may still be snow on some of these mountain highways, and that will probably create more chain requirements tonight and into tomorrow morning. Let's take you into your Sunday and Monday. Of course, there's Monday, a chance for more showers, more snow in the higher elevations. Then we see ridge of high pressure build in next Tuesday. Now, the long-range forecast models are not very consistent on the timing of this system and this storm system here. They both agree that there are two storms that have their eyes on Northern California by the middle to latter part of next week, but the timing of them is a little off. We'll see. But Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, there will be that chance for showers with those two systems that are coming on in. The lake level is still looking very healthy, over 80% capacity at this point, and historical average still over 100% as well. Lake Shasta, Lake Oroville, still seeing that trickle upward. Trinity Lake, as it has been over the last few weeks, is a trickle downward. But I mean, last 24 hours, minus 0.01. It's negligible, right? So it's not that big of a deal. All right, but something to kind of think about. All right, so let's take a look at the wind advisory until 11 o'clock this morning for southern Humboldt County, until 5 o'clock today for central Siskiyou County, until 5 o'clock today for Glenn and Butte counties. But the winds are pretty strong pretty much anywhere you go in the valley, but they are stronger as you start heading southward. We also have a high wind watch for Delnor County for Saturday and Sunday. So let's take a look at that. Here we are this morning. There are those gusty winds that we're seeing right now. As we go through the morning hours, you see by midday, the winds are beginning to show signs of subsiding, but still gusty. Still gusty in the valley even midday, and especially out towards central Siskiyou County and in the eastern mountains. Here we are this afternoon, still breezy, but no longer really windy out there, and that's the case even for Saturday morning. Saturday afternoon, the winds are picking up for the coast. The winds are picking up for the valley and even out towards some of the higher elevations as well. This is going to be the next wind event. In fact, we take you into Sunday morning. Look at this. I mean, very strong winds, including the valley. Take you into midday on Sunday, 30, 40, close to even 50 miles per hour for some of us in the valley, over 50 miles per hour out towards Crescent City. Look at these very strong winds. And we're talking about the potential for power outages with winds this strong. Now, Sunday, 5 p.m., subsiding winds, but still very gusty. They should eventually, hopefully, die down sometime around Monday. So yeah, Sunday is going to be the day we've got gusty winds really across the board. Cooler than normal conditions are still in the forecast, but there is a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel if you're looking for some warmer air. Because you can see by, of course, not this weekend, but the weekend after that, maybe getting closer to normal for this time of the year. But I mean, this has been one of those months where temperatures have mainly been below normal, but rain, lots of it, and snow in the mountains. Some people call it that miracle March. It looks like we're start kind of heading into that definition here. Here we are this afternoon. We take you into your wave heights for your Saturday. They start to retreat a little bit here, but bottom line, not a good idea to be on a small boat. Here's why. The winds today, this morning, southwest at 25 to 30 knots. There's a gale warning this morning, and we may see that get extended into this afternoon and into tomorrow as well. So, looking at your 7-day forecast anywhere, do note that everyone will be dry on Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, we will be looking at that chance for showers. But again, the timing of that is still something I'm ironing out here as the long-range forecast models hopefully start kind of get a better handle on it. But taking a look at southern Trinity County, upper 30s to low 40s for your daytime highs today. Southern Humboldt County in your North Coast neighborhood forecast, 48 for Red Crest, 51 degrees out in Garberville. Take you up north, Ferndale, about 52, 49 degrees for Hydesville, and 48 degrees in Rio Dell. And up north, 52 for Arcata, 52 in Trinidad, and 46 degrees in Hoopa. 42 degrees for Gasquet. There's Smith River, about 49, and 45 degrees for Orleans. We've got mid-40s for most of us in Siskiyou County here today. Syed Valley, about 45 and 44 degrees in Happy Camp. And for Scott Valley, temperatures today should be in the low 40s for your daytime highs here. And we take you to central and eastern Siskiyou County, where temperatures there will be mainly in the mid to upper 30s. All right, for Modoc County, temperatures mid to upper 30s there. Newell about 40 and likely topping out at about 41 degrees. Eastern Mountains, I think Bernie, you'll see some snow today. You're going to be borderline Saturday, Sunday, Monday with maybe a bit of a mix. And then, of course, dry by next Tuesday. We take you out to Lake Almanor and Lassen Park. Temperatures there are going to be in the 20s for the park and in the mid to upper 30s around the perimeter of the lake. And for Paradise and Susanville. Paradise, you've already seen snow this morning. You could still see more snow through the morning hours, turning back over to rain and maybe some thunderstorms later this afternoon. Your Valley Neighborhood Forecast brought to you by Walgamith Painting. Your temperatures will be in the low 50s for most of us. Looks like Willow's about 55 though. 50 degrees for Corning as well as Chico and Oroville. So speaking of Chico, there's a look at your 7-day forecast. Off and on chances for showers through the weekend. Now, as I mentioned, even though I've got rain in the forecast there's a chance you may not even see a drop of rain, Chico, on Saturday. But by Sunday, yeah, more rain. More rain on Monday, dry for Tuesday, Wednesday, and then maybe another chance for showers next Wednesday and Thursday. Whiskeytown, a high of about 43 degrees for Lakehead today, 45 in the city of Shasta Lake. Basically upper 40s this afternoon for Redding down to Cottonwood. All right, there's a look at your 7-day forecast for Redding. There's that possibility for a mix, and I tell you what, it's not out of the question. I already have reports out in Happy Valley of a mix there, a little slushy. So we could see that. I'm not anticipating any accumulating snow at this point, but stay tuned. We'll, of course, be watching that this morning. Saturday, by the afternoon, you've got showers. Sunday, better chances for showers through the day. Could be heavy at times. And gusty winds, by the way. For your St. Patrick's Day, it'll be wet. And then I do expect to see dry conditions for Tuesday. And then, of course, we have got those temperatures, upper 50s, low 60s for Tuesday through Thursday. Now, Wednesday, Thursday, I don't have any raindrops coming from the clouds there. Do note that there is a chance for showers. And I do anticipate to see some wet weather by the middle through the latter part of next week. But the timing is going to be in the morning, is going to be in the evening, is going to be afternoon, is going to be overnight. That's one of the things the forecast models are still struggling with. So we can't really put anything in stone just yet. But keep in mind, Wednesday through Friday of next week, there could be the potential for some showers at certain points of time during those 3 days. There are 2 storm systems that I've got my eyes on for next week, and that will be sometime around the time frame of Wednesday through Friday. So there you go. That is a look at your forecast. Whew, a lot going on, isn't there? Let's take a look. You know what? Some of the latest cameras, too. We're going to take a look at some of the latest Caltrans cameras because that's an interesting thing, too. But we're going to take a look at what some of you have to say this morning, too. Robert is saying, okay, here we go. Get some more reports. More snow reports. Let's keep them coming in, shall we? I think I've got them in. Yeah. I say good morning, Old Shasta, Lower Springs area. Snow is sticking at 32.9 degrees. Curtis Brown saying, great day to stay at home. Enjoy the coffee. I agree. Definitely one of those days. Oh, here we go. We got Kimberly saying, nice light snow in Lewiston. All right. Well, thank you, Kimberly, for that report. We certainly appreciate those reports coming in from you this morning. Let's see here. Here we go. Snowing in Lakehead. Okay, there we go. You know, we're starting to get up there in the 1,500, 2,000 foot range. I'd be curious what your elevation is there in Lakehead. Oh yeah, today is Pie Day. Do anybody have any good deals? You know who I bet does is When Pie Meets Bread. They've got some great pies there. You know what? I might have to go out there today. I didn't do anything for dessert day yesterday. Maybe I'll do a rhubarb pie, as much as I love my rhubarb pie. Snowing in Old Shasta. So we're getting reports of Old Shasta getting that snow. Snowing in Castle, 33 degrees. Thank you, Catherine Schmidt, for that report here. And Lisa's saying, hoping for snow off of Twin View Boulevard. All right, maybe a mix. Okay, there's Weaverville. Oh, not yours. Oh, sorry about that. That was not your picture. I didn't check. Okay, but yours was of Weaverville. Okay, interesting. Interesting. Okay. And let's see here. We got Don Smith saying a couple of inches of snow in Dunsmuir. All right, good. Good stuff. Hey, let's take a look at some of those cameras out there this morning. And what we're looking at here is Fondale Exit on the left there. They are screening, last I checked. In fact, let me double check. I can do that here from here. Let's do that. Oop. I'm going to double check the quick map. Do a quick refresh to make sure we're getting the latest data coming in. And My buddy Tim Mapes just texted me. He said, "Here we go." All right. I mean, he works for Sheriff's Department, Shasta County Sheriff, so he's probably going to be a little busy today. Looks like, let's see here. They're still saying yes. Northbound 5, all vehicle screening in progress. All vehicles, not just big rigs. All vehicle screening in progress. 10 miles north of Reading at the Fondale exit in Shasta County. So there you go. Yeah. And so I don't see a whole big, usually by this time you see a big lineup of cars, but we just probably don't have a lot of traffic, or maybe people are aware of that and saying, all right, I'm not going to go up there. Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be great if we had a lot of people doing that? But I bet you that's not exactly what's happening. Yeah, we'll see. All right, let's take a look at, let's see, is it not advancing? It's not advancing. Come on. Oh, I know why it's not advancing, because I didn't do that. Okay, here we go. Let's take a look at I-5 at 89. And now that we have a little bit more light, we can see Dunsmuir, I-5, near Mount Shasta, Snowman Summit. Plenty O-chain requirements up there. Black Butte. Oh, man. I wouldn't want to be up there. That's just not fun driving in those conditions. Don't go up there if you don't have to, folks. There's Central Eureka, lower elevation, so we are seeing better road conditions up there. Even Anderson Grade looks better. North Hill earlier looked like it did have some snow, but it looks better there as well. Let's take a look at Highway 299 West now. Buckhorn. This is the base of Buckhorn that you're looking at. Keep in mind, we don't have a camera up there, or Caltrans doesn't have a camera up there on the summit itself, but you can see the chain. There are chain requirements there. Oregon Mountain, it looks like Berry Summit still not seeing much in the way of snow at this point. That may change. Hatchet Mountain, Highway 299 East. Yeah, and there's a look at Four Corners. That was taken at, that was at 6:50 this morning. That's about an hour old. Be interesting to see what it looks like right now. Some of these cameras don't update. They update maybe every 60 minutes. So sometimes you're looking at some old data. Shingletown at 7:30 this morning. There's Shingletown proper, 3,500 feet. Seeing snow there. Lassen Park. This is the north entrance on Highway 44. And then, of course, Beauregard Ranger Station. You can see there, looking at a lot of snow on the highway there. Highway 36. That's a look near Chester. Looks like CHP is out there doing their job. Patrolling the roads, making sure everybody is driving safely. And you better be, especially these types of conditions, right? Otherwise, they'll get you. All right, Highway 36 near Susanville. Unfortunately, Susanville, northwest and southeast, those cameras are down, so we can't see what's going on there. But Highway 199 in Del Norte County, now it was covered in snow a little bit earlier. Caltrans probably has cleared it out. Maybe the temperatures have warmed up a little bit here, but looks like conditions are certainly a lot better there this morning. Take a look at the road conditions and see if we can see where most of those are. Yeah, Highway 199 does not have road chain requirements at this point. But you can see where, of course, I was reporting earlier. I-5, Highway 97, 139, Highway 299 East, 44, 36, 36 West and East. Highway, well, of course, you go all the way down to Highway 70. No, towards Portola. Southward into the Tahoe region. Yeah. Not a good time. If you don't need to be out there, don't. If you don't have chains, don't. Don't even think about it. Lake Macomber. This is, of course, I believe Lake Macomber is in the Shingletown area. I think so. Yeah, pretty sure. Oh, look at this. This is interesting. Betty's saying 7 inches in Mount Shasta City and snowing still very hard. So remember, I was saying about, I think about 8 to 12 inches of snow. I may have underestimated the snow for Mount Shasta City. We'll see. But I think you're on your way to seeing a foot of snow in Mount Shasta City. There's no doubt about that, I think. Lake Macomber, 4 inches of snow. Cali. All right, thank you for that. We've got Linda snowing at 2,000 feet in Shingletown. All right. So, yeah, we are still getting those reports coming in. Thank you so much for reporting those. I certainly appreciate that. Gives me a great idea of what's going on. And by the way, I want you to do me a favor. See that right there? Right there. At the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, you will see a QR code. I want you to take a picture of that and download the app for free today. And then, of course, you can send your snow photos. I want to see your snow photos. I want to see what they look like this morning. And we'll take a look at that. But in the meantime, we're going to wrap up the show here. We're going to leave you with some cameras. We also wanted to take another quick look at, there it is. Of course, one of my sponsors is Mount Shasta Resort, technically, so I don't mind showing you
come out to play. We have a warm place for you to stay.
But it looks like it's still coming down in Mount Shasta out of the ski park. Beautiful. This is, you can hear angels singing, I think, if you're a skier or a snowboarder, because you look at that image right there and you're like, wow, look at all that snow. I wonder if they'll even be open today. I mean, hopefully. You got to get up there. You got to get through all these road conditions first. I-5 is not closed yet, but you know that could change. This is fun to take a look at because let's get out of there. Oh, there we go. Okay, I need to click on it. There we go. There you can see the last 24 hours, almost 2 feet of snow at the ski park alone. So things are looking really good up there. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the cameras. We'll wrap up the show here. I've got to start thinking about wrapping up the show in general, and we'll leave you. Now, if there's any reason for me, but I'm going to be here this weekend giving you the weather forecast, but I probably won't be doing a live show in the morning tomorrow, but I'll be back here tomorrow morning. And of course, I will, by the way, I will be keeping a close eye on these conditions here through the morning and of course the afternoon and keeping you updated. So keep it right here. Keep your app ready to go. It'll give you the alerts too. And you can, of course, check Facebook. You can check the website, weathernorcal.com. You can check the 24-hour streaming channel, which is available on YouTube, Roku, Amazon Fire Stick. If you're not watching on that already, you can check out the latest conditions there as well. So there are a lot of places you can go to get your information from Weather NorCal, and be sure you make sure you got all of the different resources. You understand where you can go to get the best information, because there's a lot of great information. Oh, haha! Here you go. Look at this, Betty. Thank you for your report. I love these reports. This is so great. This is what I love about this live show, folks. Interactive. I get the information immediately. Snowing in Shasta Lake City in Sticking. Oh my goodness. Could we? Hey, you know what? All right, this makes me thinking here. Let's see here. Oops, nope, that's not what I wanted. I'm going to take a look at. There it is. Okay. Let's see what happens. 37 degrees right now in Redding at the airport. These temperatures are dropping. I've noticed a shift in the winds too. Still coming in from the southwest, but not still. They are now coming from the southwest, and they're calmer. What do you think? Do we see snow? I think we'll see at the very least a mix. If it's sticking in the city of Shasta Lake. Okay, Betty, thank you for that report. See, I love these reports, and I appreciate all you giving me these reports, because without them, I don't know 100% what's going on. You got all the cameras, you got all the technology, but you, people on the ground, you have the best information. Bottom line, end of story. All right, we're wrapping up the show. I think the music's been going on in the background. Yeah, it is. What do you say we wrap it up and we call it a show? Snowing in Lakehead. Well, yeah. Hey, Cole, tell me what if you know what your elevation is. Although if I know it's snowing in the city of Shasta Lake, then of course it's going to be snowing in Lakehead. There's no doubt about that. But we're going to leave you some of the road cameras coming in from Caltrans. And again, keep it updated. I'll keep you updated here. Be sure you got that app. Keep you informed here throughout the day. And of course, I'll have a noon update. I'll have an update again at 6 p.m. And of course, updates. Of course, those are video updates. And of course, I'll have other updates on social media throughout the day. So, have yourselves a great Friday. Fingers crossed for that snow in Redding, right? Let's get it going. Ooh, Lisa Stevens. Here you go. This is another, woohoo, here we go. Snow mix off of Twin View. We have snow. I gotta look outside. I haven't even looked outside. Okay, folks, it's getting real in here. I just looked outside. It's sticking on the ground. Let's see how the road looks. Ah, the road, no way. But, all right. So last evening, I was talking about that potential for snow. And if it comes down heavy enough, it gets cold enough, we can get accumulating snow. All right. Well, there you go. Things are getting interesting already. It's snowing. And this is something that I talked about yesterday evening. The forecast models had backed off, but again, one of the things, and a few of the things that I had mentioned, how strong will the wind stick around, right? We talked about that. And of course, we talked about if it's coming down heavily, if it doesn't have time to melt. But these temperatures are dropping, folks. They are dropping. And the forecast models earlier, yesterday, were saying like, what, 35 degrees? We're on our way to that. And if that continues to drop, we're seeing it drop now. We're seeing snow out there. I love having a window. Of course, the shades are closed. I couldn't see it, but there you go. So I don't know. I may decide to cut in a little bit later, depending on how bad the snow gets. But this is not going to be Snowmageddon. But we're already seeing it stick to the ground. Should be interesting. And again, as my buddy Tim Nape said, here we go. He works in an industry where when things like this happen, he gets busier like me. So we both like to, during these big storm events, we kind of talk back and forth because we both get busy. All right, well, the music's been going. It's fun. I can probably turn that off now. But there's a look at I-5 kind of backing up, and it looks like, taking a look at the latest image coming in from Fawndale, you see how it's a little hazy? I think that's because of the snow. Snow's coming down. So, this is something I mentioned. Despite the strong south winds we've seen, we still have the potential for snow. Boom. Thank you very much, folks. Here we go. All right, so that's going to do it. Again, I'll be posting. Make sure you got the. I'm going to take this off here. Make sure you got the app, because if I do decide to do a live cut-in, I will let you know and put out a push notification to the app so that you can watch on the 24-hour streaming channel. You can watch anywhere. Okay, just so you know. Facebook 24-hour streaming channel on YouTube as well. You can watch the live streams there too. So, perfect. All right. Let's do it. Let's do the day, shall we? It's Friday, and we will see you maybe sometime through this day or even this morning. But of course, I'll be giving you updates throughout the day. I'll have updates throughout the weekend because I'll be here this weekend as well. And of course, back on our regularly scheduled program, Coffee with Krueger, at 7 a.m. on Monday morning. Have a great day. Stay safe out there. And don't travel if you don't need to in the mountains because it's not looking good. All right, we'll see you all later. Let's take a look at some of these cameras.